Hi guys, it's Joanne. Real quick before we start, I just want to let you know that this episode does have an explicit rating just for some salty language. There's really no adult-only content. We do just have a few curse words that I'm not bleeping because I just think they're kind of integral to the personality of our guest today. It is so much fun. You guys are going to love it. But if you're around kids and you don't want them to hear curse words, there is no F word, but there are some others. Pop in some headphones. You are listening to the Fancy Free podcast where my guest and I tell our most embarrassing funny stories so that we all feel less alone in our imperfections and forge connection through vulnerability and humor. I'm Joanne Jarrett and I'm your host. And today I have with me Kristi Cates. And you guys are in for such a treat. I am totally fangirling. This is one that I feel so excited to record because Kristi is bringing joy into homes all over the globe with her hilarious cat videos. I see them on TikTok, but I think they're in other places too. Kristi, thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Kristi is the mama from 3 Southern Cats, and she's a cat content creator, and she talks for the cats. Kristi, tell us a little bit more about yourself, how you got involved in this, where you live, who you live with, all that kind of stuff.
Well, if you don't know me, my name is Kristi, and I am 3 Southern Cats Momma, mainly on TikTok. We're also on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. It actually started December of 2020, and it wasn't going nowhere. Like, I was just doing what everybody else was doing and just filming them and putting music to it. So last year in February, I had a video of Tigger and Willow, and they was chasing each other. And I kept that video in my drafts for like a month. And I had no clue what to do with it. So last year on Valentine's Day, I made a video of them kind of bitching at each other. And I posted it, went to bed, and woke up the next morning with 600,000 views. I'm like, oh my God, what happened?
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
I had like 5,000 new followers. I'm thinking, oh wow, this has never happened. I've never had a viral video. So that was my very first one. And everybody seemed to love it. Everybody kept saying that it was original. They've never seen it before. And that's how it all started.
Wow.
And then I finally figured out how to do them a voice. So I ran with that for a little bit, and then I finally figured out how to do my voice with their voice. And then it kind of just took off from there.
Yeah. Oh, I love it so much. You guys, it's almost like a soap opera, but it's cats. And it's so funny. They are so sarcastic and witty with each other, and they all have their own personalities. So explain a little bit about each cat, what their name is, and what their personality is kind of like.
Okay, well, to answer your question at the beginning, we're from Mississippi. I didn't get to that a while ago. We're from Mississippi. We're Southern as can be. I didn't know how Southern I was until everybody pointed it out.
I'm from South Carolina, actually, surprisingly, but I moved when I was 7, so I lost my accent, but I used to sound just like you.
Oh, girl, these people, they love this accent.
Mm-hmm. I know. My husband's like, I wish you still had that accent. I'm like, I guess I could fake it for you.
And to me, I just feel like I sound like a hillbilly, you know?
You sound like family to me.
I had no clue how country I was until people pointed it out. I just thought it was normal. Okay, so each cat, what you see is exactly how they are. Willow is sassy. She's needy. She is the last one that will accept anything new. She's always like, oh my God, it's hocus pocus witchcraft shit. So I can bring anything in this house and she's going to stand there and look at me like I'm the crazy one, okay? Tigger, he's laid back. He's just chill. He's just like a little old man. He really sits like a human.
So funny with his belly sticking out. I love it.
He's the sweetest cat, though. And he's a loner. You don't love on Tigger unless he comes to you.
How'd you decide to incorporate into his storyline that he's always asking for a beer?
Well, let me just say this. We have a family that drinks alcohol. I don't personally drink alcohol. But we have a lot of parties, and like my kids and their friends come over, and everybody just hangs out over here. And of course, everybody drinks. And I thought, Tigger is a guy. The guys always drink. I'm just gonna pretend like Tigger's an alcoholic, and there it went.
Guys.
But then we have Weezer. Oh, Weezer, Lord help me. Weezer, when I got her, she was very, very wild.
She's the one that Willow calls a crackhead, right?
Yes, this is why we call her crackhead. Even when I'm not filming, when we got her and I wasn't even filming, like she was just run through the house like a chicken with her head cut off, just for no reason at all. Like, I don't, it's like she just took some crack and boom, there she went, you know. Like she would jump on the furniture, like she would not be still for nothing. So she's our little crackhead.
She's a spaz.
Yes. Yeah. But in her defense, she is very skittish. Like, she is afraid of everything.
Oh, so she's just always on guard on the edge of her seat.
She's always on guard. She's always going to be watching every move you make.
And then you have a new member of the family. Tell me about him.
Dapper. Well, my cousin actually calls me up one day, and she said, I just had a litter of kittens, and I know you want one. I'm like, no, I do not want another cat. I have 3. And she said, you know you want one. No, I don't. Bye. So, of course, she sends me pictures, and I see this little calico, and it was kind of fluffy. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that calico was gorgeous. This was like the prettiest calico I've ever seen, but it was a girl. And I thought, well, if I get another cat, it really needs to be a boy, because I already have 2 girls. Mm-hmm. So then she sent me a picture of all the boys, and I looked at Dapper. I'm like, well, I'll take that one. He was the prettiest one of all of them. I'll just take that one.
Aww.
So, and my cousin's Pentecostal. So I thought, I have a sassy cat, I have an alcoholic, and I have a crackhead. So let's just mix everything up, and we're just going to make Dapper a holy cat.
Okay, that's where that came from. Oh,
that's
so
where that
funny.
came from. I grew up Pentecostal also. And I thought, you know what, we're just going to run with it. If people don't like it, they don't like it. If they do, great. If not, it is what it is. So that's how that happened.
I love it. Okay, how old are your kids?
My son he'll be 25 in 2 weeks. My daughter just turned 22 in July. And I have 2 grandsons by my son.
Aw. And this is your first podcast episode, huh? I can't believe it. I'm so honored.
It is. I have no clue what I'm doing, but yes, it is.
Oh, you're a natural. You're doing great. Let's get to know you a little better with your rapid fire questions. So, wait. Let's talk about how you make their voices first.
Now, you know I can't give that secret out.
Can you say something kind of in their voices just so people get kind of an idea?
Well, of course, Willow. Now, this is going to be in my voice, so that's some hocus pocus witchcraft shit. Okay, and then we have Tigger. Oh, well, thank you, Mama. I love it so much. And then we have Crackhead. No. And then we have Dapper. Hey, Miss Mama Ma'am, how are you today? And then I just put their voice effects over it.
So fun.
Now I feel like I'm an idiot over here.
Oh my gosh, no. I love it. And you know what? I'm not the only one, obviously. So.
No, you're not the only one.
All right, Kristi, what's the weirdest thing in your purse?
Toenail clippers.
Sometimes you just gotta whip those out and do what needs doing.
Look, a girl has an ingrown toenail. She got to cut it out when it hurts, okay? That's just the way it is. Seriously, I take my toenail clippers with me everywhere.
Okay, what's the worst job you've ever had?
Hands down, paper carrier. A paper route. Honey, I have many stories about a paper route. This would take a week, okay? Probably longer.
We may have to do a second episode. All right, if you could pick any celebrity to be your best friend, who would you pick?
Well, everybody should know this, and it's going to be Reber.
Reber.
Reber. It's got to be Reba. She calls Willow Willer.
I love it. I feel like I know the answer to this question because I've seen so many of your videos, and I think your house is so pretty. But what is your home decorating style?
Victorian and vintage. Oh, I love it. I'm getting there.
I'm always like eyeing something. I'm like, yeah, I'm looking at the cats, but I'm also looking at the house.
Well, we're totally redoing the house, so just stay tuned.
Oh, goody. All right. Awesome. Well, as you know, the point of this podcast is to share your embarrassing stories with the listeners so that they remember they're not the only fools that have these stories. And also so they can see how when people share these stories with each other, how bonding it is and how fun it is and what kind of conversations can come out of it. So what do you have for us today?
Well, okay. So my son, he was about 5 or 6 years old, and he was in karate. We went to a karate tournament in Greenville, Mississippi. He was fixing to start his match, and it was between a little girl. Well, they started, and my son, he kicked her, and they gave her the point. Well, my son kicked her again. They gave her the point. Well, after about 5 minutes of that, I got mad.
I'm like, I don't really understand how they score karate, but this doesn't sound right to me.
Like, this little girl never touched my son. She never tried to hit him or anything, and he's doing what he's supposed to do, and they keep giving her the point. Well, after, like I said, about 5 minutes, I done had enough of that shit. You hear me? So what does Mom do? Mom goes out onto the mat and stops the match. Yeah. I did that. Yes. I did that, and I was furious. I turned around, and my husband was gone. He done went to the car and left me.
He's like, you're on your own. I'll see you in the car.
He was gone. He was in the car waiting on me. So I stopped the match, and I tell these two masters exactly what I thought of them. And I got my son, and we left. Now, it didn't register in my brain until I got in the car and was going home that was the biggest mistake I had ever made, because they could have snapped me like I was a twig.
These people have special skills that put you in danger if they lose their temper.
I have mama skills. But come to find out, the little girl's uncle was the one doing the match.
Oh.
That's why he kept giving her the points.
That's so wrong.
It crossed my mind on the way home. What did I do?
Well, what did your son think of the whole situation? What did he have to say about it?
Oh, he just thought I was crazy. You know, he's like, Mama, why'd you do that? I'm like, you're 5 years old. You don't understand. You sit back there and hush. You don't mess with my baby.
I so relate.
It would have been okay if, they done it right and he really was losing.
Fair. Yeah. I mean, he may win, he may lose. That's fine. But if it's not fair,
yeah,
that's what is so infuriating.
Yes. Well, I took care of the problem, yeah. I think.
Was he still in karate after that?
Yeah, we just didn't go to no more tournaments.
Okay. Okay, tell me about the time in the shower with your foot.
This is embarrassing. So embarrassing. So, it's been a long time ago. We lived in this old, rundown trailer. And when I tell you this sucker was about to fall apart, it was about to fall apart. Like, half of it didn't even have electricity.
Oh, man.
So, we was going to the movies, and my husband made me mad. And I told him I wasn't going. And he said, you're going? And I'm like, no, I ain't going. So, at this time, my son was probably about 15, 16. And my husband tells my son, You get half of her and I get half of her, and we're going to go throw her in the shower. So the whole time they're walking me down this hall and taking me to the bathroom, they're going to dump me in the shower. Well, when my son let go of me, my foot went down the drain of the shower.
Oh!
Yes. My foot was dangling under the damn trailer.
You're like, it's cold out there.
And how my foot didn't break is beyond me. It was stuck between two pipes. And how it didn't break, I have no clue. I told my husband, I'm glad I ain't naked. But we did manage to get my foot out. It was black and blue for a few days, but it wasn't broke.
Ouch. Oh,
yeah.
Well, thank goodness, no permanent damage to you. Some permanent damage to the shower drain, it sounds like.
I'm just glad we finally moved out that trailer. It was terrible.
That's what those boys get for roughhousing you.
Oh, yeah. But we did go to the movies.
You guys made up and went on over to the movies. Oh, that's so funny. I love it. If you are like me and you want to take off the bra at the end of the day, but when you're in your cozy clothes, your loungewear, your pajamas, you want to have a little bit of coverage and support still, then my loungewear line, Shelfie Shop, is for you. Shelfies are made of super cozy, awesome fabric. Each top and dress has a built-in shelf bra with just enough cup thickness for nipple coverage, separation to avoid that boob loaf look that sports bras give, and just enough support to feel like your breasts aren't all akimbo. I'm giving you guys a sneak peek to our Black Friday special. Shelfie Shop for a limited time is offering buy one, get one 50% off. The coupon code is BOGO, all caps, 50. So BOGO 50, and that includes gift cards. So if you think that somebody in your life would absolutely love some Shelfies, but you don't necessarily want to pick them out for them, then a Shelfie Shop gift card is definitely the way to go. Visit Shelfie Shop, that's ShelfiesShoppe.com, and join the Cozy Clothes Revolution. You guys, I sleep in my Shelfies every single night. I designed them because I couldn't find exactly what I was looking for, and now I'm so glad I did, and people all across the country, and even in the UK and Australia and Canada are loving them. Free shipping anywhere in the United States, and we have flat rate shipping, including duty fees to Canada, the UK, and Australia. Check them out. I think you'll love them. Okay, tell me about the time your aunt called.
Oh, this one's funny. So this time we have a brand new double wide. Brand new. We've had it like a month. So my aunt was running a paper out. I had cooked hamburgers the night before. And apparently grease got in the floor from the hamburgers popping.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't clean it up. So about 2 o'clock that morning, my aunt calls because she was having car trouble. And we're asleep. And I nudged my husband. This is when we have landlines. So I nudged my husband. I said, somebody is calling. Go answer it. And you know, at 2 o'clock in the morning, something's wrong.
Right.
So he jumps out of bed. And all I hear is boom. He done fell. He slid on that grease in the floor.
Whoops.
I jump up and I go in there. And he's laying on the floor on his back and he's going, oh.
Now we have 2 emergencies.
We didn't even answer the phone. Like, every time I tell this story, I cry laughing.
Now, did he sustain an injury or was he just...
I think he was just in shock.
That's a Rude awakening times 2.
He couldn't even move. He was just laying on the floor going, oh. But of course, I just stood there and laughed at him. I'm crying now.
I already have had to blow my nose. You know I'm laughing hard if I'm over here blowing my nose. Getting an ab workout. This is good stuff.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Tell me what it was like learning how to drive a stick shift.
My daddy, he was a truck driver, so of course he could drive anything. So I'm about 14 years old, and my daddy told me, he says, you never know if there's an emergency, and the only thing in your yard is a standard shift. You need to learn how to drive one. I'm like, okay. So my brother, which is 5 years older than I am, we get out in my daddy's little Nissan four-wheel drive pickup, and we have 3 acres of land out there. And my daddy told him just drive her around in the yard and teach her how to drive it. So I watched him for a little bit, and then I get in the driver's seat, and of course, we are bouncing along, just
lurching and
going dead and bouncing, going dead and bouncing. And about that time, I look over to my brother, and he's putting his seatbelt on.
In the yard.
In the yard. So what the hell are you doing? He said, hell, I'm probably going to die today.
Oh, that's cute.
So at this time, I'm about 16 years old and still learning how to drive one really good, you know. And so me and my daddy were test driving this little car for me. And we get in Brewer, Mississippi. Now, this town is so small, I don't even think you'd call it a town. They only have one stop sign. And, of course, the only stop sign is on a hill.
Of course.
So I come to the stop sign, and I'm sitting on this hill, and I look behind me, and there's a car behind me. And I'm thinking, oh, shit. Because I look at my daddy. I said, Daddy, I'm going to roll backwards. He says, baby, if you play your cards right, you ain't going to roll backwards. I left black marks at that stop. I didn't roll backwards. To this day, I still cannot be sitting on a hill without rolling backwards. I can drive one good enough to get me to where I'm going, but oh, please don't stop on no hill.
Especially when there's someone behind you. It's like, oh, you have no idea what you just pulled up behind.
Exactly.
You need to scoop back. Oh, gosh. Okay, tell me about you and your mom on your paper route.
Okay. So my whole family apparently has run paper routes, okay?
It's a family trait, huh?
I guess so. So one night, it was probably about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was with my mama. And she was driving. And we know that this man, he jogs every morning. Well, this one particular morning, we're running the paper route, and he was further on down than what he usually is when we come by. And my mama, when she went to turn the car on this other road, he hollered, good morning. And when he did, she kind of eased over closer to him. And I said, Mom, I think you hit him. Like, no shit. This man fell in the ditch.
Oh, no.
As soon as he said good morning, I guess it scared her. And she swerved, and I think he went in the ditch. And she did go check on him.
She didn't?
No. I said, Mama, what if he's dead? She said, we'll check on him when we come back out.
We'll know tomorrow if we see him jogging or not.
Like, gosh, you're supposed to be a Pentecostal woman. What if he's dead? Lord, I have got some crazy paper route stories.
Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, tell me about Florida snow.
Okay. When I was little, the only vacations we ever took was to the mountains, either the Smoky Mountains or the Ozark Mountains. I have never been to the beach. So I get married. have 2 kids. My son, he's 5 years old. And we decide we're going to go to the beach. And I'm like all excited because I've never been to the beach. Have no clue what it even looks like. So we get in Destin. And I look out the window and I said, oh my God, look at all that snow. I shit you not when my husband swerved the car and said, what the hell? He said, baby, that's not snow, it's sand. I have not lived that down at all. Every time we go to Florida, my husband says, look at all that snow.
I love it.
I'm really an idiot.
Well, I'll tell you an example of how much of an idiot I am from this very day. It starts with a sad story, but it's okay. It doesn't end badly. So Saturday night, my daughter, who's 17, it's snowy here already. We live in the mountains in Montana, and she slid off the side of a road and rolled her car. Oh. She's uninjured, and the car is totaled. And she had only purchased the car 6 weeks previous, so we don't even have the title yet. The insurance guy was like, okay, I'm going to send you some stuff via FedEx. You got to fill it out, and it shows you how to like do whatever you need to do on the title and then send it back to me. So it's an instruction sheet, a mailing label to return it, and then a sheet that's like a photocopy of a title with red numbers in the little boxes corresponding to the numbers on the instruction sheet. So I fill out this sheet that looks like a photocopy of a title. I fill that out and I FedEx it back to them. And then I get home and I realize, I told my husband, I mailed that paperwork back to the insurance. I'm all proud of myself. I did it super fast in one day. He's like, wait, I thought it was going to be a while before the title came because I had gone to the DMV the day before and they said it was going to be 4 to 6 weeks for the title. And I'm like, wait, what? Oh.
What did you do?
I filled out this stupid example and sent it back FedEx.
That would be some stupid shit I would do.
Gosh. So I call the insurance guy and I'm like, funny story. I'll give you one guess what color my hair is. And I explain it to him. And my husband's yelling from the background, she's actually really smart. I'm like, well, I don't know about that.
Like, sometimes we have no common sense whatsoever.
It's so, yes. It's like, how did I survive and raise 2 children to practical adulthood? And I can't even follow simple instructions for insurance paperwork. I mean, I graduated from medical school. I was a licensed family physician. I passed all those boards with flying colors.
Sometimes we do the dumbest shit.
Exactly. It's so embarrassing. It's humbling, but you know what? That's exactly the kind of story. Yeah, we have to share those with each other, because if you do something like that and you don't think anybody else ever does stuff like that, then you feel really bad about yourself, you know? Furthermore, it's fun to laugh at ourselves together, you
Honey,
know?
I laugh at myself every day.
You gotta laugh.
Like, damn, you're a dumbass.
I want to talk about what you've been loving lately that you think the listeners might love too.
Lemon pepper seasoning on French fries.
Oh. Now, are you making French fries at home, or are you taking lemon pepper seasoning to restaurants in your purse?
Well,
yes, and yes,
yeah. And yes. Like, I went to Walmart and I bought 2 of the huge things of lemon pepper seasoning, and I am going through it like crazy. Hey.
Yum.
I take Slap Your Mama with me too in my purse. Now, Slap Your Mama on some French fries is the bomb.
Really?
But lemon pepper is the bomb too, yes.
So, Slap Your Mama, is this a hot sauce?
No, it's just a regular seasoning. Oh, you don't know what it is?
No!
You're from South Carolina. What's wrong?
I know. Well, I'm 50 years old and I moved away from there when I was 7, so it's been a while.
Girl, you better get on Amazon and get you some Slap Your Mama.
I'm going to have to do that right away. But here's the other question I have for you. I love French fries, but there are 2 reasons I don't make them at home. Number 1, if I made them at home, then I'd probably eat them every day because I'm like, no, you can only have those when you go to a restaurant. But number 2, I'm pretty much too lazy to make them at home because if you do it right, you deep fry them, right? Or do you just do the oven kind at home?
Usually I just air fry them. I'll just spray my...
Oh, you air fry?
Yeah, I just spray them with like pound.
I don't have an air fryer either.
Girl, what are you... Oh, we got to talk.
I know. I'm missing out.
You need to come back to the South because we be eating.
And I love food. I love to eat. I'm going to try some lemon pepper on my French fries very soon.
Yes, it's awesome.
Do you have a funny or awful or crazy first-ish date story for us?
This is how me and my husband met.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's crazy. When I was 16, I was on a date, and we was riding around, and I told him to pull over because I seen my best friends, sitting on the side of the road, chit-chatting. When he did, my husband comes up to my side of the window, and he was drunk as Cooter Brown. And he says, "Do you want to go out sometime?"
Bold.
Yeah.
That's bold.
But then you had to look, my husband's 6 years older than I am, so I was 16 and he was 22, 21, something like it, 22. So... Anyway, I get out of the car, and I get in the truck with this drunk man, and I ride around with him, and we've been together ever since.
Oh, my gosh. So you just left date number 1 and started date number 2 right then and there.
Yes, absolutely.
New and improved. Oh, you met him when you were 16. Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yep.
Aww.
I met him at 16. I got pregnant and we got married when I was 17, and I had my son like 2 weeks after my 18th birthday.
Wow.
So, yeah, we've been together since I was 16.
That's amazing. And you've been together all this time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love it.
You don't say that very much.
I know. Well, my husband and I have been married 25 years. And one of the first things we talked about when we met each other at a Christmas party was the fact that we both have parents that are still married. And it's so unusual,
Mm-hmm. Did you get married in 97?
Yes.
That's when we got married, too.
Oh, really? Yeah, December 97. What month did you get married?
June.
So you've already had your 25th. Did you guys have a big party or something?
No.
Yeah.
Well, we went to Florida and seen all the snow.
That was good.
That's what we did.
Okay, well, tell the listeners all the places they can find you online.
We are on TikTok. We are on Facebook. Facebook is where you'll find updates, pictures, things that the cats did that day. Just being Facebook, we just write everything on Facebook daily. We're on Instagram, and we are on YouTube.
And are you 3 Southern Cats at all those places?
Yes, the same name on every one of them.
Okay. Oh my gosh, Kristi, you're a natural. You were so much fun to talk to. I can't wait for your fans and my fans, I don't know if I have fans, but my listeners to learn about you. So I will link to all of your places, and I'll link to a couple of my favorite videos that you've done. I've seen them all in the show notes. And I guess real quick before we end up, what's in the future for you guys? Do you have any plans of expansion, or are you just going to kind of keep doing what you're doing?
Well, I just don't know how to go about it, but I really want to do an adult cartoon version of us.
Oh.
And it's only because we cuss a lot. But
yeah.
I would love to do a cartoon or something in that nature one day.
That's such an interesting idea. Well, that's exciting.
Just don't know how to get there.
Yeah, well, I don't have any advice for you, but I think it's a real good idea. Okay, that was so much fun. I definitely want to have Kristi on again. She said she has more paper route stories, and I want to hear them. I want every single one. So I asked Kristi to keep a list of the stories as they pop into her head, and so we'll definitely have a Kristi 2.0 episode. You guys, her videos are so much fun. Believe me, my TikTok feed is not all cat videos. It's not really my thing, but her videos are so funny, and her cats are so cute, and she's just, I mean, you heard her. She's funny. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I bet you did. If you want to hear more episodes of Fancy Free, make sure you click the follow button in your podcast app, or you can always go to fancyfreepodcast.com if you want to join our newsletter. I don't email very often, but if we're having a special event or if there's big news, I will email the people on that newsletter list. I would absolutely love it if you would rate and review the show. That's definitely how we get in front of more listeners. And don't forget to check out shelfieshop.com and use the coupon code BOGO50 for buy one, get one 50% off for a limited time. Have a wonderful week, and remember, no one is as fancy as they look.